Proceedings on the impeachment of the vice president move on to the plenary vote phase after a rather anticlimactic yet unanimous decision in finding probable cause on the two complaints against her: unexplained wealth and her serious threats on the lives of the president, first lady, and erstwhile House Speaker. Our Maribel Custodio lays out the details in this report.
That the motion is approved by unanimous vote. Nevertheless, let it be placed on record that 53 justice members physically present confirmed their support to the motion by raising their hands.
Despite repeated calls for Vice President Sara Duterte to attend 3 clarificatory hearings, respond to the allegations, and present counter evidence, the Vice President seems to ignore this request. As a result, while 2 members of the House Committee on Justice sought another hearing to vote on probable cause, the committee proceeded with its decision on the matter today. NBI agent Mark Calilong confirmed that the video showing the Vice President threatening President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos, and former House Speaker Martin Romualdez was authenticated and not edited, spliced, or AI generated. According to the NBI, there is a reasonable certainty of conviction for multiple counts of grave threat and inciting to sedition. Meanwhile, Representative Janice Degamo stressed that even a conditional threat should be taken seriously, especially if the person making the threat has the capability or influence to carry it out.
Gusto ko lang pong i-point out na kahit ang isang statement ay may kondisyon, hindi nito mababawasan ang seriousness o posibleng epekto nito. In matters of security and law, even conditional statements can still create real concern.
In addition, several other verbal threats from the Vice President and her brother, Davao City Mayor Sebastian Duterte, were presented during the Justice Committee hearing.
This is not simply a threat that is defined under the revised penal code, but this is an impeachable offense which violates the Constitution. Thus, it is betrayal of public trust. Thus, it is a high crime, regardless of whether it is a threat, because of the gravity of this act by the Vice President.
According to the NBI, they already have possible lead on a hitman allegedly linked to the Vice President. The NBI is now tracking individuals who may have been involved in planning the plot to assassinate the President, First Lady, and the former Speaker. Meanwhile, the committee decided to keep sealed the box containing the income tax returns of Vice President Duterte and her husband, Attorney Manasseh Carpio.
With 6 votes in the affirmative and 38 votes in the negative, with 0 abstention, the motion to open the box is hereby denied. So ruled.
Representatives Laila de Lima and Shel Diokno expressed their gladness on the decision in the impeachment hearing.
Natutuwa po ako bilang endorser ng Sabali et al. Complaint na ganito ang kinalabasan ng hearings sa Committee on Justice. Probable cause was declared to have existed in both complaints.
Sa tingin ko, there will be smooth sailing sa plenary. And I would expect that the articles should reach the Senate within this May.
The Justice Committee will send notice to the complainants and to the Vice President ahead of the continuation of the hearing on May 4, where the committee report, resolution, and articles of impeachment will be taken up. De Lima also filed a motion to consolidate the 2 verified impeachment complaints for the drafting of the articles of impeachment, which was approved by the committee.
Tagumpay po ito ng mga complainants, hindi lang po yung mga complainants, kundi ang taong bayan. Pinapakita po nito na umuusad ang proseso ng pagpapanagot.
Vel Custodio for the National TV Network for a new and better Philippines.